my dear Trivian family, as promised, I'm back with a video about the portion sizes. It's a very practical and powerful guide to how much to eat. Sometimes what happens, even if the people are following the diet and are eating mostly only the healthy foods, still they are finding it hard to lose weight because they are not aware about the right amount of food they should be eating, and that's the reason that they might be eating more than what is required even of the healthy foods, and thus piling up all the calories and therefore the weight. So portion control is very important. Like how much you are putting into your plate and eating is of paramount importance. Like even for losing fat, belly fat, for gaining muscle, or just to eat healthy, you need to have a proper guideline in place about how much to eat, like what are the portion sizes which are ideal for you. So of course you must be wondering that you can't carry on the measuring cups and spoons everywhere to know that how much you should be eating. That is really not possible. So I'm going to today talk about two very fantastic approaches, easy to use approaches, which would give you a very clear cut idea of how much to eat. So these are basically the visual cues and the hand cues. So stay tuned, don't miss any part, don't skip any part, because the visual cues are different, the hand cues are different. You need to know both the things because everywhere you can't use the hand cues or everywhere you can't use the visual cues either. So you must be knowing both. So stay till the end, don't skip. And as I always say that if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because these kinds of things do come on my channel, and press the bell notification for getting timely notification of such timely videos which could save you a lot of stress and anxiety you might be feeling for keeping yourself fit and healthy or for losing weight. So let's talk about visual cues first. For a fruit, if you are having one tennis ball sized fruit or maybe one small katori cut fruit, that constitutes one portion size of a fruit. For the vegetable, half cup cooked vegetables or one katori of any gravy wala sabji would constitute one portion of vegetables. Coming to grains or the cereals or the millets. So 1 cup cooked grains or millets constitute one portion. Like so 1 katori of poha, 1 katori of upma, or 1 katori of halwa or a shira basically constitute one portion. Again, if we are making bread out of cereals or millets, then 1 chapati is one portion, 1 small and thin bhakri is one portion. If you are having a big bhakri, lit roti, then you are having basically 1.5 portion of cereal. If you are having 1 dosa, that is also one portion. If you're having 2 idlis, that constitutes again a one portion. If you're having 2 slices of bread, whether it is a whole wheat bread, whether it is a refined flour bread, it also constitutes one portion. So that is for the cereals or the millets. Now comes the pulses or the legumes or the sprouts. So basically again 1 cup of cooked legumes or dals or sprouts constitute one portion. That constitutes one portion. If you are vegetarian, if you're having 2 eggs, that constitutes one portion. And if you're having any non-veg like meat, poultry or fish or seafood, half katori, that constitutes one portion. Okay, now coming back to fat, basically in the whole day 6 to 8 teaspoon of fat constitutes one portion. Now what is teaspoon? Teaspoon means your fat should not be more than the size of a dice. Yes, the dice which we play for the ludo or anything, like that same dice, so it should be equivalent to that dice. So these are the visual cues which would help you to identify the food by only seeing it, that how much portion is there. Now there are some hand cues as well which you can use to find out the portion size of the food. For veggies and fruits, then your size of a feast, this feast is one portion. Okay, so this is one portion for the veggies or the fruit, that this is one portion. Now if you're having anything non-veg like poultry or a meat or a seafood, then this palm minus fingers, okay, there would be no fingers, only palm size is your one portion size. Okay, that is one portion. Like this much of non-veg is basically one portion for you. So now if we talk about some of the cereal portions, like for chapati, the size of the CD, that compacted disc, is basically one portion. If your chapati is really greater than that size, then you are having a little bit more of the portion size of cereal than the standard size. Okay, so that is again thing. And for rice, a cupcake wrapper, if you have seen the cupcake and there is a paper below it, a wrapper below it, that portion of rice is basically one portion. Fat or oil, So this thumb size is basically your one portion. Like, you know, this much amount of oil or this much amount of ghee or anything is basically one portion. I am also going to tell you some of the portion sizes of junk food like noodles and pasta. For noodles and pastas, 1 scoop of ice cream is one portion. Same goes for ice cream as well. For 1 scoop of ice cream is basically one portion of ice cream. And for chips, like, you know, handful of chips is basically one portion. So these are all the portion size. So abhi, like, you know, you would be wondering that, okay, I know now these are the portion size for the vegetables, these are the portion size for the fruits, whether by seeing it through the visual cues or whether by the hand thing. But what would I do about it? So here comes the main thing which I'm going to tell you, that what would be the portion size ideally you should be including in your diet if you are going for weight loss diet. So fruits in the whole day, you have to include 2.5 to 3 portions. So one tennis ball, yeah, 1 cup. So kitne cup, like, you know, fruits you are going to include? Basically 2 to 3 cups of fruit, whether in a diced form or whether in, like, you know, in the whole tennis ball form. So depends on what fruit you are taking. If you have apple, you might be having it in a tennis ball size, but if it is papaya, then you have to cut and you have to measure it through the cup. Okay, so same goes for the vegetables. Again, 2.5 to 3 portions. So what does it mean? That 2.5 to 3 cups of vegetables you have to take. So if it is a gravy wala vegetable, then gravy wala vegetable is, like, you know, 1 cup. But if it is a sukha vegetable, then look at the half cup cook only forms 1 portion. So accordingly, the vegetables would be again more in your diet. Like I have said for fat, like 6 to 8 teaspoons. So 6 to 8 teaspoons, not more than, you know, 6 to 8 dices which you are using. So, or the thumb you are using. Use these cues like how much amount of fat you are having in your whole day. Coming back to your cereals, or, like, you know, chapatis or millet ka bhakri or bread, like the whole day, you should not go beyond 5 to 6 portions of the cereals, specifically if you are eyeing for weight loss. You know, 2 to 3 fulkas lunch, or, you know, 1 or 2 fulka in your dinner with little bit amount of rice, because, you know, rice ka portion size is, like, you know, lesser, like it's only the cupcake ka wrapper. So a little bit low on the rice, but chapati or millet would be fine, depending again on the size of your chapati, which I have said that 1 CD ka size is basically the 1 portion. So go basically for fulka, because those are, like, you know, devoid of any oil as well, and those are basically small in size as well. So that would really help you in losing weight. And 1 or 2 parathas you can have in your breakfast, but try to go really very halka or very light in your dinner as far as the carbs are concerned, because again the fruits and the vegetables are also giving you a little bit of carbs. This is about carbs. And what about the protein, like the pulses, the dals, the legumes, or the non-veg? So non-veg I have already said 2 eggs if you're having any form, like, you know, egg curry, or maybe the omelette, or maybe the boiled. So those are basically the 1 portion. And non-veg, if you're having like half katori cooked, is 1 portion. So if you're having 1 katori or 1.5 katori, then you are already having 0.5 to 3 portions of protein. Since we all know that if we are on the weight loss diet, we have to go a little bit higher on our protein side. So for protein also, I have kept like 4 to 5 portions throughout the whole day. Okay, so if you're having proteins even in the breakfast, suppose in form of eggs or milk, 1 glass of milk or 1 glass of buttermilk, 1 small glass means 250 ml. For curd, it would be 1 katori curd. So if pulses or the dals, which are again 1 katori, or the sprouts or the chana, lubi or rajma. So these are all things are very high in protein. So these would be like 3 to 4 katoris in your major meals, like 2 katoris of dal, sprouts or any legumes in lunch, and 2 katoris of them in dinner. And in between you can really have them, like in your breakfast also you can have, in your in between snack also you can have, in any form. So these are the throughout portions which I would display at the end of this video. And this portion size, if you are following to the hilt, definitely you are going to get a fantastic weight loss. And it is a little bit hard to really explain this video because it's more easier to explain it when we meet to the client or patient on one-on-one basis. So please try to give a big thumbs up, because research and explaining everything takes a little bit of effort. So I need your blessings in that form, and share and comment as much as you can, because I always look forward to your comment. I would like to know what you feel about it. By sharing, you would make more and more people aware about the things which they might not be doing right as far as their health or the diet is concerned. And if not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, because I would really like to see this community growing, building stronger. We have to make a better and healthier version of our own country. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Keep smiling, because you absolutely worth that smile. You are doing great, and I'm sure that you are going to give a best of your shot for your health and fitness journey. I would like to see you in the next video. Till then, take care, and as I always say, keep training. Bye-bye.